Building momentum. Now, a lot of people talk about building momentum or getting to their goals, but I want to talk about how we can practically start getting from point A all the way to point B. What's up, travelers? Prinston is coming to you from the Centerverse, and today I want to talk about building momentum. I'm out here in Memorial Hermann Park, and this is actually one of my favorite places to record, and I want to talk about how we can start building momentum, and practically get from point A to point B and start really accomplishing those goals. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to starting goals, we have to start small. We have to think about how can we build momentum to bigger goals. So the first thing I want to start is think about fitness or nutrition. How do we start working out? Now, a lot of people, when they get in the gym, they say, okay, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to do 6 workouts a week, say 5 workouts a week. And then when they start doing it, they wonder why they can't get it done or they can't accomplish the goal because they haven't built the momentum. So how do we start building that momentum? Firstly, we have to start small. And a lot of people's ego or whatever the case may be won't allow them to start small. So even like coming out here, I've got NaturallyKenvi back there, and she's scared to get on camera, but you'll see her in a second. And she is worried about how do I start? How do I get started? And it starts by starting small. So just like a workout, instead of saying I'm gonna work out 5 days a week, how about I just start out with working 1 day a week? And then next week, I work 2 days a week. The next week, I work 3 days a week. Now, the biggest thing is a mindset shift. You have to shift your mindset and saying, oh, well, I want to start big, or comparing yourself to others. Sure, you could have a YouTube channel. You could have something like that that has millions of subscribers. But when you're starting off, you have to start somewhere. So you have to start small and start building up that momentum. So what's the problem here then? And the biggest thing is not wanting to start small. Look, it's easy for us to come up and say, hey, I want to be big. I want to be somebody who creates a large impact. But even those people had to start somewhere. So firstly, be able to start from the beginning. This leads me to my next point. How? How do we practically do this? How do we practically begin to build up? Now, I want to share with you a little technique that I like to use in order to help me set goals and help me to accomplish things and build up strategies and build up momentum long term. So the first thing is setting 5 different types of goals. Now, this is health, wealth, relationships, and happiness, and of course, business objectives. So first, let's take health, for example. You can start off saying, you know, this week, I'm gonna work out 1 time a week. That's why I'm gonna start off this week, 1 time a week. Now that goal is set. Don't focus on anything else, but achieving that this week. And then next week, your health goal may be 2 times a week. You build momentum, and once you have it dialed in, it's a lot easier to do it in the future. So what about wealth? It could be something with your business, or it could be just reading a book that's talking about wealth, that's helping you become more wealthy. This could be wealth of spirit, wealth of mind, wealth of many different things. Then of course, happiness. Happiness is a big one. What's something that's gonna make you happy, something that's gonna fulfill you? Do something that's a little mindless this week. Like, I love video games, so maybe I'll take 2 hours and say, hey, for 2 hours, I'm gonna do nothing but that. What about relationships? This could be meeting somebody new, or it could be just calling up a couple of friends and saying, this week, I'm gonna call up this person because I haven't talked to them in a while, and start building that relationship. So now you set goals that keep everything in alignment. But even by finishing in that week, you start building up momentum to finish it the next week. Because each week, every time we accomplish a goal, it becomes easier for us to accomplish goals in the future. So once you tell yourself, and once your brain understands that, oh, I accomplished this goal, I started this goal, and now next week, it's easier to accomplish the goal. You do it next week, then it's easier to accomplish goal. You set a bigger goal, bigger goal, bigger goal, and then bigger goal. And lastly, set a business objective. Now, this is a practical thing, and I've talked about this before in one of my videos, and I'll leave a link, how to break down goals and objectives. And one of the big things you want to do is think about how can we break them down to practical steps. So firstly, say you have a project that you need done in 12 weeks. And each week you have an objective. If you just set 12 weeks of objectives, then it becomes easy because all you're doing is accomplishing 1 objective each week. You're putting all your focus on that, and you're not worried about anything else that's going on. Actually, once again, I want to pick on Kenvi again because she's behind the camera. She said, how do you come out here and talk in front of all these people? Aren't you worried about all the people out here? But I said, I didn't start that way. I had to build momentum. So the same thing with business. Each week, if you're focusing on something, just start with 1 thing. Focus on it, finish that. Give yourself compassion. Don't judge yourself too much and worry about what might be going on or what you did or didn't accomplish. And once you can do this, it becomes easier to start building that momentum. So that's a couple things I want to talk about. I'm actually going to bring Kenvi in a second. I just want to get an insight on a couple things about building momentum. You can go ahead and walk in here. Go ahead and walk in here. Walk on the camera. Come on. Get here. Now you see her. She's out here, and she has a lot. Like really, she makes my Instagram look pitiful because I have 500 people, but she literally has how many?
16,000, I think.
16,000 people. 16,000. So, I feel ashamed, but what I want to talk about is she was scared to get started. So what's the biggest thing why you didn't want to get started?
Because I don't know how to talk on camera.
Now she says that, but she's talking on camera right now.
And it feels really awkward.
But starting and building momentum is how you get to your goal. So even just like this right here, by her getting on camera, by her having the courage to get on camera, she's building momentum. So you'll see her channel coming pretty soon because we already talked about this. We're going to force her to make a channel because I know a lot of people want to watch. A lot of people have been hitting her up on Instagram talking about, oh, I want to see your channel. I want to see what you're doing. So when you plan on starting this channel?
The beginning of 2016.
It's probably going to be earlier than that. We're going to push her to do it earlier than that. So one thing I just wanted to talk about is think about that. I brought her on her because I wanted to pick on her because she's actually in the You say what?
I'm really being picked on right now.
But I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to show you practically how she's starting to build momentum. She doesn't have a channel yet, but she got on the camera today, and she maybe feel a little awkward on here and all that, but eventually she'll build up the momentum, and you'll see in her probably a year from now, she'll just be killing it on camera. So,
I hope so.
Don't say hope. Say you will.
I will.
Okay, exactly. There we go. She knows. She's part of the massive action movement. So I wanted to just talk about how we can build momentum, how we can practically start building momentum in our lives, how we can start with a small goal and build up to bigger goals. And then secondly, I wanted to just talk about how to set those practically instead of thinking about it vague and saying, I've got some big abstract goal and that's how it comes. Why'd you run? And then finally, if you want to see more people like Kenvi, I'll leave her information at the bottom. You want to see more people, if you want to see more entrepreneurs and people starting on this journey, like and subscribe for more, and send me a message below if there's anything you want to hear me talk about on this blog. So, with that being said, I'm going to go enjoy the park a little bit, and I'll see you next time.